Hi, and thanks for viewing. Dave searched around looking for a logbook that he could record all his railroad purchases, a place to keep a list of repair shops, sales, and kit builders. He also wanted a place to keep notes that related to his hobby. Layouts he wanted to keep track of, swap meet information, people from other parts of the country, but he found none. So, he created one. Take a look, and at the end, see how you can see inside the book and purchase if you like it.
If you're a model train enthusiast or a garden railroad hobbyist, you already know that building your layout is really only half the battle, right? The other half? Well, it's keeping track of the whole shebang. We're talking the rolling stock, the scenery, those super specialized repair contacts, and, of course, the memories of layouts you've visited. Honestly, it can get incredibly messy. But today, we're going to enthusiastically unpack what might just be the ultimate organizational tool for your passion, the Baron Slade Model Railroad Logbook. Let's get your hobby organized.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the quest for better logs, look at the perfect model train log, and then cover tracking your train inventory, your essential hobby contacts, recording your layout memories, and finally, how it's customized for your scale.
Section 1. The quest for better logs. The frustration of the search. Every great specialized tool starts with a spark, usually a moment of pure frustration. I mean, anyone who has tried to maintain a massive indoor layout or an expansive garden railroad knows exactly how chaotic keeping track of all those assets can be. And that brings us to this quote from the creator at baronslade.net. They wrote that they searched many so-called log and inventory books, but found nothing. Think about how exasperating that is. You just want to enjoy your hobby, you want to be organized, but all those generic, mass-produced inventory books out there, they just don't get the specific, nuanced needs of a model railroader. No way. So, what do you do when the market totally fails you? You fix it yourself. Finally, the creator states simply and directly on their site, so I created my own. That right there is the core of the Baron Slade solution. It wasn't built by some disconnected corporate focus group. It was custom built by a hobbyist for the hobbyist out of absolute necessity. A real game changer.
Section 2. The perfect model train log, a solution designed for the hobbyist.
When we look at the physical attributes of this custom solution, one number immediately jumps out: 98. I really want to emphasize this. This logbook comes packed with 98 pages. That is a massive volume of space dedicated purely to cataloging your passion. You're not going to just run out of room halfway through logging your locomotive fleet. It's a super generous amount of space, specifically designed to handle a growing hobby over years and years of enjoyment.
But here's the kicker. Despite having 98 pages, it is incredibly manageable. Look at this. It's designed in a 6 by 9 inch keep in the drawer size. I absolutely love that description. It's not some massive, clunky binder that's going to take up half your workbench. It is the perfect, accessible companion. It literally slips right into the drawer of your layout room desk, so it's always within arm's reach exactly when you need to jot down a quick note or, say, check a specific part number.
And inside that perfectly sized 6 by 9 inch book, the chaos of the hobby is brought to order through a really smart structural breakdown. The book is actually divided into 3 distinct sections: the inventory section, the contact section, and the personal notes section. By separating the logbook into these 3 specific pillars, it perfectly mirrors how a hobbyist actually interacts with their railroad day to day.
Section 3. Tracking your train inventory. Cataloging your collection.
Okay, so inventory is really the core hardware of the hobby, right? It's usually where we spend the most money and definitely need the most organization. Just look at what you can track here. This section is the definitive place to log every single physical item relating to your railroad. It's not just for the locomotives and rolling stock, though obviously all your trains is the first thing on the list. It's also for your train-related belongings, the highly specific scenic items for your indoor layout, and crucially, those durable assets you absolutely need for a garden railroad. Basically, everything gets a designated home.
Now, what's really interesting to me about this specific layout choice in the book is the absolute freedom it gives you. The source material explicitly states, take as many lines as necessary. You aren't forced to cram your detailed DCC Dakota programming notes or your complex weathering techniques into some tiny, pre-printed square. The hobbyist is given the freedom to use as much space as they actually need per item. It's totally flexible because, let's face it, every modeler's inventory notes are completely different.
Section 4. Your essential hobby contacts. The people who keep you running.
You know, model railroading isn't just about the trains themselves. It heavily relies on the human elements keep operations running smoothly. We all know how absolutely crucial it is to have your repair and service contacts neatly organized. Imagine a specialized brass locomotive derails and breaks a delicate part. You don't want to be frantically searching for that one repair professional's business card you picked up at a train show like 3 years ago. So here, you log your important service people, repair pros, and general knowledge people. You know, those gurus who know exactly how to wire complex track blocks. You write down exactly what they do and exactly how to contact them, all in one place.
And just like the inventory section, we see this really consistent, user-friendly design carry over. Again, use as many lines as needed. The creator totally understands that an address and a phone number aren't always going to cut it. I mean, maybe you need a whole paragraph to describe the exact, highly specific brass detailing work this one contact specializes in. The book's design respects that need for detail.
Section 5. Recording your layout memories. Unforgettable train moments.
So, if the first 2 sections are the brains of your operation, this section, it's undeniably the heart. Your hobby is a journey. Imagine you take a road trip and end up visiting a buddy's incredible basement layout, or maybe you travel to a distant city and stumble upon a massive, awe-inspiring modular club setup. Those are moments of high inspiration. Well, this section is where you preserve those memories. You jot down the track plan ideas you got from your friend, or those amazing scenery techniques you saw at that club in another city. It's literally a diary for anything in the hobby you simply do not want to forget. And because we have those 98 pages total in this book, that generous page count means you never have to cut your layout story short. As it says, use as many lines as needed, there's more. You can sketch out track diagrams you remembered, write actual pages of narrative about a great operating session, and honestly, never feel like you're running out of room.
Section 6. Customized for your scale. Fits any railroad hobby.
As we move into the final stretch here, we should probably address a potential concern. What if you model in HO, N, or O scale instead of the large G scale? Well, the source material tackles this head-on, offering some immediate reassurance. Not into G scale? No problem. The internal structure, the inventory, the contacts, the memories, it's all completely universal. It is highly adaptable to whatever specific niche of the model train hobby you happen to enjoy.
So while the 98 pages and that perfect keep-in-the-drawer size remain exactly the same on the inside, you can actually get a customized cover on the outside to accurately reflect your specific side of the hobby. It really makes the logbook feel uniquely yours right from the moment you take it out of the drawer.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer. And I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. What memories will you record in your drawer? You pour hundreds of hours and just incredible passion into your model railroad. Don't let the details of your collection, your essential contacts, and your very best layout memories slip away into chaos. It might just be time to get your hobby organized, slide this 6x9 book into your layout desk, and start preserving your railroad's history today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy railroading!